Hi, thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I am so excited to share my whole food journey with you and so excited to have two of my really good friends on here with me to share theirs with you as well. I'll get started with mine, a story that really started about 9 years ago. And my husband and I were not looking for anything at the time. We believed that we were as healthy as can be. And he was introduced to these powdered produce. And his first thought at the time was actually his mom. He knew that she really needed better nutrition. And so we did it for her. Luckily, he was still in college, and we took advantage of the Healthy Starts for Families program, and we got an order for free. We did give that to his mom. And so we're just really glad that we did that all those years ago, because fast forward a few years from starting, we had decided that it was time for us to start our own family. And we were so blessed with the fact that we had built such a strong nutritional foundation within the both of us that we were able to conceive. And then now I have been able to carry out two amazing pregnancies and, gave birth to two beautiful, healthy little girls, and two little girls that have continued to be healthy through their life. And I'm just so thankful that I did that for my husband's mom all those years ago, because it was the best thing we could have done for ourselves. And then now our daughters, who we gave the best start in life. And that just makes me so happy. And I'm just so blessed that we are really truly rewriting our DNA, and we're making our own health destiny. And that is kind of where my story wraps up. That's where it began. It continues on, but I would love to turn it over to Lisa now, and she is going to share her story with you all.
Thank you. Yes, I'd love to share a little bit about my own journey, because I truly feel everyone should feel empowered to change their story at any stage of life. And 4 years ago, I was at an all-time low in my life. I was struggling with debilitating postpartum anxiety and depression since the birth of my twins. I was devastated by a bipolar diagnosis because it meant a lifetime of medication, and I had just spent the last 2 years being on multiple medications and still not feeling like myself. I always had a really unhealthy relationship with food, struggling with cravings and urges to binge, but it had really spiraled out of control. I had no energy to get through the day, and we were the family that was sick all the time. So I'm so thankful that my friend introduced me to these fruit and veggie concentrates, an amazing community that taught us how to make just one simple change at a time, because those small changes transformed our lives. I can tell you since then, with my doctor's blessing, I was able to get off all of those medications, and I feel happier and healthier than I ever thought was possible. I finally have a healthy relationship with food, and my thoughts are no longer consumed with food during the day. I finally can say that we are a family that rarely gets sick. And I'm just so thankful that we were able to solve all of these issues with better nutrition and lifestyle changes. So now I'm going to turn it over to my friend Allie to share a little bit more about her experience.
Hey guys, thank you so much. I love listening to the different types of stories, because it just reminds me that we all come into this, we're all on our own health journey, and everyone's at a different place. And for me, it was 10 years ago at a place in my life that I thought I was as healthy as I could be. And, I was personal training, teaching group fitness classes, managing fitness center, and eating very well. And so I truly thought I was at a stage I was as healthy as I could be. I just finished my career as a collegiate basketball player. And so here I was. I also had really bad joint pain. I had chronic inflammation. I lived on ibuprofen, sometimes to the point that I truly rolled out of bed some mornings. Because I was eating so well, and because I thought I was as healthy as I could be, I didn't put that together, that there was any correlation between missing anything in my diet and the reason I had such bad joint pain. I thought it was because I had spent my life beating my body up as an athlete, and it was just paying me back and I was 28 years old, and it was going to go downhill from there. So thankfully, my husband and I were ready to start a family. And so I began this search for prenatal nutrition. I knew that I didn't want a vitamin or a supplement. I knew that if and when I was lucky enough to get pregnant, I wanted nutrition for my unborn children. And so I got introduced to encapsulated fruit and vegetable powders. And I saw not only that, I mean, of course, that made sense right away. It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Who did that? It was genius. But then I saw that it had research behind it, real research behind it. So I knew that that is what I wanted to take for my unborn children, not because I needed anything. And here we are 10 years later, after, I do have a 7 and 8 year old boys. So they, to this day, they don't know what it means to have a sick day. And something that I started for them before they were born, now they have had this compounding effect of concentrated fruit and vegetable powders into their bodies every single day since before they were born. The power of that is insane. And so they don't know what it means to have a sick day. Myself personally, here I am now 38 years old and definitely healthier and have more energy and feel better than I did when I started this 10 years ago, this journey, when I couldn't get any healthier then. I'm better off now. I'm in just as good a shape. I just don't have the inflammation and the joint pain. I can, I'm just as active as I've ever been without all of the bad stuff. So it's changed my life, something that I thought I was starting for my kids, something that Kayla thought she was starting for her mother-in-law. We do it for other people. Now we're doing it for ourselves. We're seeing the change. And, I just have to say that this whole community, like I love hearing these stories with Kayla and Lisa and, all of our stories, because we're changing people's lives. But honestly, we're also helping change people's lifestyles and the options and, being able to have options in our life, have more financial freedom and more time freedom and the opportunity to kind of design our lives to be, how we want it to be, has been an absolute blessing as well. And all because we feel an obligation to share this thing that has changed our lives, our health, and the health of our entire family. So we're so excited for our futures. And I'm just glad I get to share my story with you. Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you, Allie and Lisa, so much for telling your story. I love both of your stories as well as so many others. And like Allie said, we all start this for different reasons. And as you can see, our stories are all pretty different. And I just want to really thank you for taking the time to listen to our stories and watch this video. And I would love to talk with you more if you have any questions.